I'm Will,
And I'm Bianca.
and you're at the Pettaway's place.
We're just a couple that likes giving family and relationship advice, even though we're not licensed to do so.
So hit that like button, follow along for more content.
So today we're going to talk about those moments of disrespect that come from the people that you least expect, your own damn family. So today's story comes from Reddit, and it's called, "Would I Be the Asshole for Skipping My Father-in-Law's Birthday Dinner After He Called Me a Beggar and Now Refuses to Speak to Me?" That's a loaded title. So here's the tea. I, 34, have a father-in-law turning 61, and my mother-in-law is hosting a birthday dinner at their place. I am dreading going. Things have been tense with my in-laws for a while, but the tipping point came when my family started a fundraiser to help cover the cost of a power wheelchair for me. I've been off work due to medical reasons, and between that and other care needs, money's tight. We just couldn't afford it on our own. My father-in-law and mother-in-law didn't agree with our decision to go public with an online fundraiser. They felt embarrassed by it and as a result chose not to support or donate. During that conversation, my father-in-law called me a beggar to my face. It completely blindsided us. He then added that if we had done things privately, they would have contributed. Look, I know no one is obligated to give us money, but it still hurt. Literal strangers showed up for me. My husband's family didn't. Since then, I've tried to move forward and keep things respectful. I've been polite, helpful, and made a real effort, especially because my husband works for the family business and is close to them. I've been giving it the good old college try. I even apologized for how the fundraiser landed just to smooth things over, even though I still believe we did what we had to do. But I'm not getting that same energy back. Father-in-law hasn't spoken to me, won't look at me, and acts like I'm not even there. And the rest of the in-laws, not much better. Cold shoulders, fake smiles, one-word answers. They didn't donate. They barely acknowledge me at family events, and it's very clear I'm not one of them. Even the little things have changed, like my birthday in May, which used to be celebrated with a dinner, thoughtful gifts, and messages. This year, nothing. No dinner, fewer or no presents from the other family members, not even a simple text from anyone. Now, there's a birthday dinner for father-in-law, and I've been invited. My husband, sweet guy, but conflict avoidant to the point of Olympic talent, wants me to just go and keep the peace. He says it's just dinner. No, babe, it's not just dinner. It's 4 hours of being treated like an inconvenience while celebrating the man who insulted me to my face and hasn't spoken to me since. Why am I RSVPing to that? Would I be the asshole if I skipped the whole thing and prioritized my self-respect over pretending everything's fine for a family who clearly doesn't want me there? Or am I being too sensitive? Because honestly, I'm not showing up just to be treated like a seat filler at the "look how great we are" show. Oh, no, you wouldn't be the asshole.
It's always on the husband's side.
So does it throw you off this time that it's the father-in-law who's acting this way?
Yes, because dudes are usually not that high strung when it comes to, like, in this case, they as a family either thought to like do a Facebook post or something like that, get people to donate so that they can buy this big ticket item. People do these types of things for a lot these days. Welcome to social media. I wouldn't care. I mean, most guys, I think, wouldn't care. I mean, that's your family. If you didn't put my name in it, or usually, I don't think, people would care about something like that. And the fact that he did is as strongly as he did from their post, it seems a little bizarre. It's like,
Here's what just irks me about this. So he says that if they hadn't posted this, they would have donated to it if they had done things privately. But I'm quite sure, especially knowing that the husband works for the family business, it's not like there is some disconnect there that his family has no idea what's happening with his wife.
Mhm.
His family should have been very aware. They're there together,
Yeah.
they were aware of what was going on with OP, at least how it sounds from the way this is written. So when it came time for her to get that wheelchair, they would have known, hey, a wheelchair is needed. So when they said, hey, we are doing this crowd funding or whatever it's called when you do the sites and get the money, when they did that, it would have been the prime opportunity to say, take it down, we'll cover it.
Right. Right. Like it was said out of convenience because it was already done. You were already either embarrassed that it had to be done, annoyed that it was being done. So you felt, oh well, we would have done this. Well, no, you wouldn't, because if you
you would have already offered.
You would have
it wouldn't have
already
gotten
offered.
to that point.
Absolutely. And I'm just one of the believers that, you know how I feel about helping family and coming together, but you should do it kind of blindly, not with like needing any type of
Not with like
attaboys
expectations
right.
behind it. Yeah.
You give out of love, not out of necessity. If you want to help someone, or if you're able to help, you just help. If you want to cover the whole thing, oh, here's a couple dollars. But if you knew it was a large expense, and let's just say that's a $5,000 expense, you give me $1,000, well, you still know I need to make up that other $4,000 difference. So because you contributed that value, I still need to do this thing to come up with
Right.
the remaining pieces. So, like I said, the father-in-law, I think, is a little embarrassed that his name may be attached to something like this, but who cares?
And see, I think the basis for the story is the father-in-law, just because his birthday dinner is coming up. But if it was mother-in-law's birthday dinner coming up or sister-in-law's, like it was still, the story was still just apply like, this in-laws dinner is coming up. Do I have to go because this is how they're treating me?
Yeah.
Because it's not just him treating her that way.
It's the whole
family. It's across the board.
Yeah, it's the whole family.
No, I wouldn't go. You wouldn't be the asshole for not going. And in fact, I would sit down and call this my self-care night and hope that they just, have the worst of time without her. But there is no reason for her to feel forced to go and sit there and put on a smile when they ignore her the entire time anyway.
It's
unfair.
I definitely wouldn't call her an asshole. However, will it create maybe some friction?
Friction is already there.
Well, will it create further friction with her husband if she don't go?
Oh,
possibly. So I would definitely, communicate that across.
I'm so glad you brought him up, because yes, I was ready to light into him too.
Yeah. Now, again, in a marriage, and I think often people get this wrong, your obligation is to the spouse. That's who you have your vows with. That's who you ideally can't live without because you chose to marry them. So that conversation should be had like, look, I don't like what I'm getting from your family. And no, I'm not going to feel comfortable. I'm not going to enjoy myself at dinner having just these real superficial conversations.
They ignore her. And she's going to be sitting there in silence.
Well, they could. Well, something that may be, some sharp stares and some other, nonsense with it. But yeah, no, I wouldn't like, if that's us, no, I wouldn't force you to go or think badly if you chose not to go, because again, somebody's peace should always be protected. Their comfort should be protected. And if someone is openly just said you're freeloader or beggar or something like that, when you was just, trying to leverage some for some assistance.
Why call her the beggar and not his own son?
Like I said,
I'm just so ready to light into this entire family, and I love how you're being so polite about it.
Yeah.
Because first off, how does she say it that her husband kind of makes avoiding conflict like an Olympic sport?
Yeah.
However, where is this sort of, he needs to channel that avoidance, that passion he has for avoiding the conflict, into, I guess, being that barrier for his wife. It bothers me if he's there with family working and he probably hears this outside of whatever she's witnessing. There's no way that the only thing that's getting back to her ears are the only things that's being said in front of her face. He's hearing things on the outside that she's not even aware of.
Quite possibly.
And if you can't put your foot down to say, don't treat her this way, or not even make her feel forced to go to this family event, and I would feel that he shouldn't go either. Like, yes, your dad, but this is how your dad is treating your family. His wife had a need. His wife needs a wheelchair. Like, it's not like your wife needed, I don't know,
a new pair of shoes or something.
A new wig. She needed a mode of transportation to get around daily. Like, her legs aren't working as that mode of transportation. Yeah. She needs a chair to do that.
Yeah, I definitely can agree that spouses should be more for defending or standing up for the other one. And that's why I can say, yeah, no, I'm not upset if you choose not to go. She should be able to tell her husband, like, look, I'm not feeling the vibes I'm getting from your family currently, and I don't want to be there. I don't like
period.
I don't like how the environment is going to be. I don't like what the conversation may be. I don't like, and he should be like, okay, babe.
Noted.
Now, him not going, it would depend on, I guess, what type of, relationship. Now, I can still be angry that my family may be dissing, my wife without feeling like I need to just boycott them.
I think it sets a precedent that I'm not going to accept this kind of behavior. If you feel that you can treat her this way, well, you don't have access to me either, because she and I are one unit. We are married. We are one. So
that's a point. However, that's a point that needs to be, he should have made that already.
Yeah, he should have. That's why I'm very disappointed in him. That is why I'm having this conversation.
Yeah, he should have made that point already. And I wouldn't do it at
I feel now is the perfect time.
Well, that would be unfair to
nobody's telling him to stand up at a podium and make this grand declaration about it. However, him not going, what are they going to do? Ask him the following day, why didn't you come?
Well,
then he responds, well, here's the reason why. Like, I feel like it's a slap in his wife's face knowing how his family treats her, and then him still going and toasting it up with his dad when they knew his wife's struggles.
Yeah.
And we're okay with her struggling versus reaching out for a fundraiser.
Or just provide whatever assistance you can string together. I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's how families should, act with one another. Like, if we can all chip in, help, do whatever.
Which is essentially because I don't know if I read it here in this post just now reading with you, or when I dive deeper into the comments, as I love to do. But at some point, I saw that her family really did step in and contribute.
So the other side, everybody contributed.
Her family. Her friends. It was just a hard stop with his family. So,
and some people are just like either tight, or we've been taught through programming that if I have some money and you need some money, you should just struggle instead of let me, provide some type of assistance for you. So not the asshole. Definitely
you wouldn't be the asshole. Girl, don't go.
And yeah, right. Don't go.
Don't go.
Because things can spiral out of control.
They're going to put you down at the end of the table.
Yeah.
Okay, because like you said, you're going to be an inconvenience to them. So they're going to sit you down at the end of the table. Oh, so it'll be easier for her to get in and out as she needs to in her chair. And they're going to ignore you. You'll be there, and they're going to turn their heads, and they're going to have a conversation towards the opposite end. Don't go and put yourself through that for what? In fact, go hang out with your family. Yeah. Set up a family dinner with your family and post it. Having a great time, bitches. But that's just the petty in me. So moving on to the next story. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my brother's new girlfriend sleep in my bed while she stayed over?
Yeah, no one gets the bed but me.
My 27 female, wait, what? Okay, they error. My 27 male. Okay. Next story. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my brother's new girlfriend sleep in my bed while she stayed over? My 27 female brother, 30 male, recently started dating a woman, 25 female, and brought her to stay at my apartment for a weekend visit. He asked ahead of time if she could crash with him here, and I said yes, thinking they would sleep on the pull-out couch in the living room. But when she visited, I came home from work Friday and found her already in my bedroom unpacking her things like it was her room. My brother was like, "Oh, I figured you wouldn't mind giving up your bed for a couple of nights." What?
Yeah, is this the Holiday Inn Express or something? You about to get out of my room? What?
She said, "I sleep in that bed every day. I didn't offer it. I told them that wasn't okay and that they could use the pullout as originally planned." His girlfriend looked embarrassed but didn't say much. My brother got really annoyed and said I was being rude and inhospitable, especially since he always let me crash at his place back when we were in college.
Did I bring the boyfriend with me? What is happening here? What is happening?
I told him it's different and I never took over his bedroom. That makes the difference. They ended up staying in the living room, but things were tense the whole weekend. Now he's still cold with me and says I embarrassed him and made his girlfriend feel unwelcome.
Hey,
I feel bad she was uncomfortable, but I also think it's weird to just assume you get someone's bed when visiting. Am I the asshole?
no, you're not the asshole. However, the brother is indeed the asshole. First of all, you're staying here because you probably didn't want to pay for a hotel room. That's number one. Number two, either take that pull-out mattress, an air mattress, or the floor and some blankets. Who? So he assumed his girlfriend would sleep in the bed, and he was gonna sleep in his sister's bed with his girlfriend.
I guess so.
That's insane.
Wait, the fact that he said, when I was in college, okay, so he's 30, a decade ago, when you would come, I would let you stay at my place. But then she acknowledges that she never slept in his bedroom.
First of all,
so why think now that this should be the arrangement for your little girlfriend to sleep in her bedroom?
Look.
And then, and didn't ask, didn't say, "Hey sis, we made it. We're unpacking. Is it okay if, I don't know, Felicia gets your bed?" And so that way you could say Felicia the embarrassment and sister could tell him no over the phone. "No, brother, Felicia cannot sleep in my bed." But to just say, "Go ahead, unpack, honey. She'll be home soon." I just assumed that you were going to give up this space. Assumptions. Boy, I think they tell you about assumptions pretty early on in life.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No one's getting the bed. Like, we've had some house guests and, we make some adequate arrangements.
However, when we went to North Carolina, did they give up their master?
That is, I would have to ask that.
I'm pretty sure they told us that they did.
I don't know now.
Because they had the toddler bed down there too. I think they were sleeping downstairs.
That is an interesting question. That's interesting. I've never even thought that. I just thought that was a very sizable guest room that they had.
No, I'm positive that was okay. Walking this back.
Well, look, something.
Only because
it's still different because
right.
My friend offered that. We didn't assume, like we showed up and he just showed us where we were staying.
Okay, so to give a full story here, family of 5. So us, our 2 daughters, and our son who was 4 months at the time. So we've got like a 5-year-old, 4-year-old, and probably younger. It's probably 4-3 baby. And we went to South Carolina to visit his friend. North Carolina.
And my buddy it was him, his wife, and they had their one son at the time. And right, well, you saying that was their
I believe they gave
master.
us their master bedroom, and they already had the toddler bed in there. So we let the girls sleep in the toddler bed, and we had our 4-month-old with us. So they gave up their master for us, but that was still a conversation, I'm sure, that they had amongst one another. We didn't assume that place. And in fact, we didn't even know where we were going to sleep when we got there. We just knew that we were staying there.
Yeah.
Had no idea of the sleeping arrangements. Didn't even ask. We just knew that they would put us up somewhere. And that's where we'd lay our heads. But there's still a very big difference here.
Yeah, if they offered it, that's different. And then number one, I never thought about that. I thought they had a sizable guest room.
No, that was theirs.
I've always thought that. But that was very decent. But that's a friendly gesture. If your friend invites you in and say, hey, instead of a hotel room or whatever, I have a room here. And you just, enjoy that, not assume, oh, I should get the larger bed. I should get this. I don't want to sleep on the pull-out. No, if it's offered is one thing. That's the only thing that makes her not the asshole, because she seemed like she was very clear in not offering it. The brother just probably tried to pull a last minute switcheroo and thought she was going to give in to it.
She may not have even been clear in the beginning about not offering it. She just didn't even think that was an expectation.
Yeah.
So I think that was a total shocker. My mic just turned off. My mic just died.
Oh, wow.
Actually, let's put it here. Okay. So I think that, what was I saying? I think that she didn't even make it clear in the beginning that wasn't going to happen. She just didn't expect that they would make the assumption that the master bedroom was up for grabs.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's a fair assumption for somebody not to make, because it'll be one thing if maybe some medical issues. It's something entirely different to think my brother or family member, your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you would sleep in my bed. That is above insane to me. And if my buddy did offer up, I'm gonna find that out now.
Yeah.
Big thanks, but that was incredibly, like, that's
gracious.
That's a big gesture right there. And I would have never expected that or thought that. I mean, that's been over 8 years now.
Yeah.
So I mean, but in any event,
it was 8 years ago.
Yeah, because Joshua was a baby. Yeah. But in any event, that is interesting. I wouldn't have assumed someone would think to, hey, you're coming in, let me just unpack in here. Like, that would be no different if they just came in the bathroom with you in
it. I do have to also add that I'm pretty sure that I've seen this happen, and I may edit this out. I'm pretty sure that I've seen this happen amongst my family, where someone came in to stay and they stayed in the master bedroom.
Mm.
So
maybe it's a Southern thing.
It could be a Southern thing.
The dirty streets of Detroit, and no way am I giving up my bed for anybody other than me.
But I would have to verify. I'm pretty sure that I've witnessed that in my youth, that, that was a thing. You give up, or actually it could have just been they made me give up my bed.
Hey, yeah. Yeah. No.
Cue the eye. But I know that's happened. Okay, so moving on to this next story here. Am I the jerk for canceling my nephew's birthday party because my sister wouldn't respect my house rules? Okay. So this happened last weekend. I'm still getting heat from family over it. I, 32 male, agreed to host my nephew's 7th birthday party at my house because my sister, 29 female, let's call her Jessica, lives in a small apartment and couldn't accommodate all the kids and family. I have a big backyard and a pool, and I was happy to help out. Now, here's the thing. I do have a few rules in my house, especially because I work from home and have expensive tech equipment, books, and some irreplaceable collectibles in a dedicated office slash library space upstairs. One clear rule: no kids upstairs. I reminded Jessica of this multiple times. She laughed it off at first, but I made it clear: if kids go upstairs, the party's over. She said she understood. Fast forward to the day of the party. About 15 kids are running around and everything's going fine. I step inside to get more drinks and notice two of the kids, not even my own nephew, sprinting down from upstairs, giggling and holding one of my vintage Transformers figures. One that my late dad gave me when I was a kid. The box is torn, the toy's missing a leg, and I pretty much freeze. Okay, I gotta pause here because we have an 8-year-old who loves Transformers. And all I can imagine is if Joshua is 32 years old and still collecting Transformers and found one of his sister's raggedy kids' friends done went and touched one of these Transformers, Joshua is going to go ape shit.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, you're definitely not the jerk.
Okay. All right. Moonshine. Okay.
Oh, the lights are off.
That's fun.
You're gonna keep doing it.
Yep. I will. I don't even know what to do. It's just these two. Did the light just flicker? Okay. Okay. I call out Jessica and I tell her what happened. She says, "Oh, come on. They're just kids. You can't expect them to stay downstairs for hours." I reminded her that she promised me and that this was the one rule. She rolls her eyes and says, "Don't be such a control freak. It's just a toy." That was it. I told everyone the party was over and asked people to leave. There were lots of groans and my nephew started crying, which made me feel awful, but I stood my ground. Now my family's blowing up my phone saying I ruined a kid's birthday over a plastic figure and I embarrassed Jessica in front of everyone. Even my mom said I should have just let it go for the sake of the children. But to me, it's not about the toy, it's about the trust and respect. I hosted the party for free, gave them a great space, and all I asked was for one boundary to be respected. So, is he the jerk?
Definitely not the jerk. And this is what I say: boundaries meet consequences. If he spelled it out in the beginning, and let's be clear, a transformer that has been boxed for 30 years or 15 years, like one of the originals, that is not a just a toy. That's a collectible,
right?
Possibly worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, these collectibles get expensive.
So no, let's not just dismiss it. And then let's just stay back on the simplest piece of this. Hey kids, don't go upstairs. You don't need to go upstairs. Hey, everybody, this is the party area. This is where you stay.
Stay here. Right. In fact, the sister's very much the jerk in this situation. And for that matter, so is your mama, because she got the nerve to say, you should just have sucked it up for the sake of the kids.
Yeah.
There's a saying, and I'm going to say it, fuck them kids. They ain't your kids.
Yeah.
No, you had a clear expectation of the party stays downstairs. And in fact, the party stays outside. There's no need for any of them to even be running around inside the house anyway, except if they need to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're running from upstairs where you have tech equipment, collectibles, work stuff, I would send your sister that bill. Yeah. Here's an invoice for what you owe me
Yeah.
Okay, I would charge her, absolutely, because if she didn't want to host it at her own home, she didn't want to pay to have it somewhere else, so she chose to have it at your house for free, and then turned around and disrespected your rules. Now the consequences that you're going to pay for the box that they damaged, and then she can seek out the kid's parent who opened the box and recoup from them. But I would definitely hit her up like, you owe me this.
And you know, a lot of folks would be surprised. I think they just look at it, oh, it's a toy because it's sold at, you know, whatever the local toy stores, you know, department stores out here. But let's just be clear. If you had one of the original Transformer toys from the 70s or 80s, still in mint condition in 2025,
Yeah.
no, that's not. That's easily a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. So
Yeah.
no.
I'm not gonna lie, my heart dropped when I read that part.
Because look, you can damage one of our sons not collectible Transformers, and I think he will go ape shit then. And that's, you could just go right to the department store and go grab another one, and he would still go crazy.
He would still be mad, right?
And so no, you can't dismiss that. More importantly, I think, and this is what I think, I remember dating before we met, and you would go to somebody's house and be like, how in the world, why is the remote control missing buttons? How is the VCR door missing? VCR. Why are there quarters or change rattling this random thing? Because some kids are extremely destructive. Yeah. And and there's some people that have those types of destructive kids. They think you should just deal with my destructive kids. You should put up with my kids like I do. And I'm like, no. I don't have any kids. I don't want my things damaged. So respect his boundaries, respect his rules.
Can you imagine the moment that he realized it was a torn box and the leg is missing? The leg
missing. Oh my God. Yeah, no.
Optimus is missing the leg.
Oh my God.
We got a problem. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's.
I feel for him. I really do. And for his friends or family who question him or call him the asshole because of that. Nah.
Yeah.
You need to check them.
Yeah. And definitely seek to recoup damages from whatever ragamuffin damaged the toy or the collectible and the box.
I'm just saying. Or just get that from your sister.
Yeah, no.
So, all right. Next one. Am I overreacting for leaving my own birthday dinner after my sister announced her engagement? My 28th female birthday was last weekend, and to celebrate, I planned a nice low-key dinner with just my parents, my partner, 29 male, and my older sister, Anna, 30 female. For context, I love my sister, but she has a history of making big moments about her. It's been a running joke in our family, but it's always bothered me. The dinner was going great until it was time for cake. Just as the waiter was walking toward our table with the cake, Anna stood up, clinked her glass for a toast, and launched into a speech. It ended with her flashing a brand new engagement ring and announcing that her boyfriend had proposed to her that morning. Everyone was stunned, but immediately started screaming and congratulating her. The waiter awkwardly put my cake down, and it was completely forgotten. The rest of the dinner was entirely consumed by talk of her engagement, wedding plans, and how she kept it a secret all day. I tried to be happy for her, but I was crushed. It felt like my birthday was completely erased. After about 20 minutes of this, I couldn't take it anymore. I quietly told my partner I wasn't feeling well, paid my share of the bill, and left. Now my phone is blowing up. My sister is furious and says I ruined her special moment. Get that?
At my birthday.
with my pouting. My mom called me selfish and said I should have been happy for my sister and that I made Anna feel guilty and embarrassed. My partner understands why I was upset, but thinks leaving was an overreaction that made things worse. I feel like she could have picked any other day to announce her big news. Am I overreacting for walking out of my own birthday dinner?
I guess the overreacting part could be viewed on two sides. I would say no, because this is already my event. We're at dinner because of me. We're all came together because of me, and not at the beginning while the cake is coming to acknowledge my birthday. That's usually when people sing happy birthday and all that kind of stuff, is when you decide to steal a moment. Nah. And then tell me I'm overreacting. What were you doing when you thought you knew that was wrong to
Wait, she didn't even just say she was overreacting. The sister said that OP ruined her special moment with her pouting. Yeah, I'm sorry, you hijacked my special moment to make it your special moment and have the audacity to be upset that I got upset. You hijacked my moment. Oh my God. Okay, look, I have spent years, okay, with a person who lived to hijack somebody else's moment. I, these kinds of stories, like I end up feeling enraged because this is why when people say things like, oh, well, don't, propose at someone else's wedding, and, they try to keep these moments just for themselves. It's for reasons like this. Because the moment she stood up and made this announcement and clinked the glass and, hey, it's me, they were all there for OP's birthday. Here is a cake. Everybody has completely forgotten about the cake, forgot about OP. Moment totally hijacked.
She could have at least waited. I guess she's been excited. That's exciting news. She could have waited until after the happy birthday moment, after the sliced cake, and said, hey guys, by the way, I got engaged today.
Okay, let me step in again. She was proposed to that morning. Okay, so she done made it through breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and now this heifer
and the drive to this dinner.
Now this heifer at dessert wants to say something. She could have waited another goddamn day. So I have no room for her in this whatsoever, especially reading that this is a running joke amongst the family. She's a serial, freaking moment stealer. She's always out there stealing someone's thunder. No, she doesn't get a pass now because you're engaged. Like, I hope it implodes. I don't feel bad for her. She could have had a different day, different moment. She chose OP's birthday dinner. Well, the moment of bringing out the cake. And when these waiters bring out the cake, a lot of times it's already got already got the lights, the sparklers, and it's a fanfare.
They get the other waiters or waitresses
come and sing. She doesn't say that, but she says he stands there awkwardly holding it. So it's now a thing. Like he's standing there, he's like, so the cake, and then he just kind of sits down,
and that's why I say,
excuse me.
It could have, because again,
she chose then.
She chose at that moment. Now I get it. She could have at any point said, hey, I got engaged today. But
she could have said it when they were all waiting in the little waiting area.
Absolutely.
Everybody getting there waiting for the table. She could have said it then.
Absolutely. If she wanted to say it, because again, she's her sister, so she's there with her other family and other loved ones or whatever. So I get her wanting to celebrate her, moment at that moment. Also, it would, because everybody's together. You could have waited until after the happy birthdays. You could have waited till after we sliced this cake.
You could have called this morning.
And,
oh my God, Frank just proposed. Good morning. You don't do it then.
Yeah. I get why it was done in that moment.
Yeah, she's a classic main character energy person. Like, that's just her.
And this is why, like, I'll say, give it some.
Okay, I'm gonna take a beat.
Give it a little bit more male perspective. This isn't something that I think a lot of males would care that much about, as long as it wasn't like, dang, you just totally derailed me. If it was done on that day, most guys probably wouldn't give a damn. But wait till after the cake or before the cake, or before we get to dinner. Like, you could, like, as we get seated, you could have easily said, hey, guess what, I'm engaged. And then everybody had that moment. Then we order our food, and then we proceed to talk about me. It's my birthday. We're all here because of this. Like, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if anyone has ever planned a dinner just to celebrate I got engaged. I don't know if that
But
happens.
yes,
So if that happens, then plan your dinner for the next time, then, and then just
make your announcement.
at that time. If that's a thing, then don't say it at all on my birthday. So I definitely get why.
Yeah, OP is mad and she should be mad. And especially seeing like she's the younger sister. And
so she's the youngest. Usually you'll see stuff like this from the younger person doing.
Now I can see the elders who are like, you came in and you stole my spotlight as a baby.
So let me.
So here I reclaim all of the moments from you now in life. Every single one you've got.
I was the middle kid, so nothing got stolen from me.
Well, I say that.
Yeah. Look, you look. I'm just used to, things like this, but I don't know. Definitely not the asshole.
Yeah. No, not overreacting. I would have, you know what? But I love that she did. She left so quietly. Now it was obvious that she left. She's the birthday girl. Here's a random fucking cake. And, and you're left at the table with mom, dad, sister, and, OP's partner. Because, it was only them there for the dinner. So, yes, I'm sure it was very, very obvious. Like, wait, when they finally noticed, by the way, when they finally noticed, where did she go? I like the way that she left quietly.
No, you don't, because this is what you would have done. She would have smashed the cake, toppled over whatever the drinks were there, and made, how dare you do this on my birthday? That's what you would have done.
I don't know. I would have smashed the cake, but I can't say I would have toppled the drinks, but I would have drank my drink, drank your drink. Like, nah, I likely would have poured them. That is true. I'm not drinking your nasty spit.
Yeah, I know.
That's fair. I don't think I would have smashed the cake. I definitely would have made a spectacle. That's why I say I like how she did it. That was very, very demure, very mindful. I'm not that at all. I would let you know, like, for real, now is when you now. Okay, everybody, back to me. Oh, that's nice. Look at you engaged. Only took 17 years. Back to me. That is my kind of move. I recognize my level of petty and I own it. But I mean, no, she's not overreacting.
Yeah, not overreacting at all.
At all. All right, last story. Keeping up with the whole family insane craziness, family right? Check out this title. Am I the asshole for calling off my wedding after finding out my fiancé slept with my dad 4 years ago?
Well, I guess that's one of the in-laws that would not have been that bad.
I 28 mil. I 28 male have been with my fiance 27 female for almost 5 years. Dang, 4 years ago. She ain't waste time. We were supposed to get married this fall. 2 days ago, I was at my parents' house helping my dad, 55 male, set up his new phone. Lord have mercy.
It was an older man. Or not a tech savvy man, one of the two.
I can't. And I ended up transferring a bunch of his old files. While organizing, I came across an old hidden folder with screenshots of text between him and my fiance from around 4 years ago. The fact that he saved the screenshots of the text.
So you was going to save a picture.
I wish I knew.
Of the woman that I met. Yikes.
Wait, no, but these the messages like the I love you and I can't wait to see you kind of. Turns out They hooked up multiple times while she and I were already dating.
Yikes. I was just about to ask. Yikes.
This is not funny because this is his life and this is super sad. And I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at her.
Father from hell here.
Oh my God. The messages were explicit. They were talking about how no one could ever find out because it would ruin everything. I honestly felt like I was going to throw up. I bet. I confronted them both immediately. My dad just sat there stone faced and said it was a mistake that didn't mean anything, but it cost you everything. My fiance started sobbing and saying she was young and didn't know what she wanted back then, 4 years ago, and that she loves me and wants to spend her life with me. They both begged me not to tell my mom or my siblings because it would destroy the family. Boy, you better cue the torch. I'm about to set this shit on.
I guess we dropping this bomb.
Well, I told her the wedding was off and left. Later that night, I told my mom everything. Didn't wait long. Now my entire family is in chaos. My mom kicked my dad out. My siblings are telling me I'm an asshole for blowing everything up over something that happened before you guys were even engaged. I'm sorry.
But they were dating. If they were exclusive, then no, I can still be upset about that.
Our father boinked my fiance 4 years ago, but I should be okay because it was before I chose to propose to her.
Yeah, no.
But we were still dating. She just wasn't sure exactly what she wanted, but she knew she wanted.
Hey, guess what? If she would have boinked somebody else because she was unsure, then that's one thing I could possibly, consider.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
However, you boinked the dad, you knew, do we need to explain this?
Oh my gosh. Okay. My fiance is texting me nonstop saying I'm ruining both of our lives over a stupid mistake. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Did I really overreact by canceling the wedding? Am I the asshole for telling my family and blowing everything up? No, you're not the asshole. You need to jump in. I need to jump in. No. And then she said that you're ruining both of their lives. No, ma'am. Backtrack 4 years. You ruined your lives. You can't blame that on him because secret's out. No, you did the action. The only reason we're in this position is because the action was done by you and dad. You can't now say, oh my God, you're ruining by telling everybody that I did this. No, you shouldn't have done it. Then we wouldn't be in this position. There's that.
This is how dudes get caught
and several
cheating.
Times.
This is how dudes get caught cheating in the first place. How stupid is to dad that know it's something of this on your phone and you're allowing me to handle the phone.
Yes,
something of this
that is a great point.
That you were going to try to, because again, it seems like the dad and the fiance was ready to take this to the grave.
Yeah, they were. Nobody could ever find out, is what they said.
The wedding was going to go through.
Oh my God.
Yet, your idiot self look, first of all, if you were cheating with your son's girlfriend, now maybe you keep it because you're like, she maybe, knows if they're serious, da. But once it got serious, you're supposed to delete those photos, man. You're supposed to delete the phone.
This was we gonna take it to the grave situation.
You're supposed to get rid of those.
All of that. You do.
Whatever mental memories you need to keep to replay that's sick, but mental memories alone. No actual video or text or anything. We getting rid of this.
Yeah, that's
insult to injury. Hey son, can you help me out with this phone? I just got the new iPhone.
Come across this.
I just got that new iPhone. Can you help me transfer the data to the new phone? Yeah, Dad, sure.
Oh wait, how old is the son? So no, Dad is 55.
Yikes.
28.
Yikes. No, that's a complete yikes button. So when I press that nuclear button, damn. But now the collateral damage is just the family. No, I don't feel like I'm over. I did everything I'm supposed to do. I'm not losing my mind. You're not losing your mind, buddy. The father and the fiance lost their minds 4 years ago. First of all, they lost their mind.
I wonder how long it went on.
They lost their mind thinking they would be able to without guilt, without any remorse, thinking they would be able to keep this secret for so long. Like that.
That's sick in itself. The fact that, and this happens like
Yeah.
Amongst family relationships somewhere out there, and it's people keeping these deep dark secrets and just trying to push forward as though you're not looking at other person in the eye every day.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine, like, he said that they were dating for almost 5 years, so that just means like 4 years and something, not even a full 5 years. But then this relationship, they hooked up 4 years ago, so she really didn't even waste any time with what went on with dad. It don't matter what started it, because that part of what I kind of thought, like, what initiated this. And then on the other side, I go, that don't even matter. She knew that she was with the son. She should have put a stop to it.
Yeah.
He knew that his son is dating this woman. He's not even supposed to cross that boundary. And the fact that they both did it multiple times, it wasn't like, oh my God, things got out of control and we should have never done this and we will never do it again. But a multiple time situation means homegirl went back.
And then, hold on, look at the siblings. The siblings are wild. Your father cheated on your mother.
Yeah.
You're not angry at that? That seems like, especially if you're in one of these families that they're making it appear that everything is nice and you're just under their illusion that everything is okay with my parents.
Happy family.
And then we find out that, dang, buddy, you cheated on mom. Dang, dad, you cheated on mom with our brother's girlfriend. Oh my God, that seems so wildly like insane to me. It's more insane that they thought they could keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
It's insane that you didn't destroy. Then look, soon as, like, at any point when you were like, hey son, help me with hey, let me get that phone from you, son. Like, you're handling the weapon of mass destruction. Like, you knew y'all said it in the text that it would not. We knew it would destroy things. We knew it would rearrange things. Why keep the photos?
Oh my God.
What if your wife would have came across? Then what? What if
would the siblings be mad then?
What if your wife finds the photos in the phone? Then what is the excuse? After he done already married the woman, then what?
Yeah. This is just so bad on so many levels.
I don't
like, you keep peeling it, and the more you think about it, the worse it gets.
It's like it was no way that a secret of this magnitude was not. The only way I would imagine it doesn't come out is two things, or one to three things. They destroy the phone off, like just straight factory reboot, delete it from the cloud, it's gone. And or one or two of them had to die or something.
Can you imagine if he ended up finding it on his girl's phone? Oh my God.
So
I mean, it's just, and it's a what if, but like, no, dude, you are not. What was he asking? Is he the asshole?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
By no means.
Definitely not. I don't know what you call the fiance and the dad, but
they are the assholes in this.
Goodness gracious.
She's just, they're both shiesty. I can't even just call her.
Yeah.
Like, dad is wrong. He is just absolutely wrong.
Stupid cheaters. They should be on Cheaters.
Oh my God, I remember that show.
Oh my goodness.
I love that show.
The stupidest. They should have, like, you know how they have all these shows and talk about these crimes and how they got away with the murders and
dumbest cheaters.
Oh my goodness.
Caught in 4K.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Destroy the pictures, man. Like, just destroy it. Like.
And then, so we don't even have to get to the point of needing to destroy pictures. Don't mess with your child's girlfriend.
Look, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's wild.
If only we could think back and just not do that.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So that was the final story for tonight. Ended it on a real low note.
Hit that like button, subscribe to follow along for more content.
See you next time. Bye.